Welcome back. Here now we are going to discuss about the sets. So sets in the past JavaScript has already had a very little built-in structures. So basically we had only the objects and arrays, but in ESX two more data structures were finally introduced. They are called sets and maps. So they are pretty common data structure that already exists in our programming language, and now they are also exist in JavaScript. So in this lecture let's learn about all the sets. And set is basically just a collection of unique values. So this means that a set can never have a duplicate, and that's probably make us helpful in certain situation. So let's create a new set here and let's call it order set. Okay, again let's create a new set and we write a new set, and then here we pass in iterable, and the most common iterable here is array. So let's create an array with couple of strings. Now here we'll say constant order set. So here we'll say this two new set here again, and then here we wanted them in an array, right? So here we'll say pasta and pizza, and again we'll declare the pizza here, and again we'll say risotto, and again pasta, and again risotto. So here the 6 strings, but of course they can be different data types in here. Now here you can see the duplicate strings. So what do you think when we log this to console we get the output? So order sets. So here this is not set interval, so here it is only set. Now you can see, right? So this should be capital. So here you can see here 3 sets. So it eliminated all the duplicate values here. So initially here we passed 6, right? So here we are getting only 3. So what this set says, it eliminates the duplicate values and gives only the 3 values. So it doesn't multiplies. So it gives only once. All the duplicates actually are gone, and now here you can see that this set kind of looks similar to an array, right? So there is no key value pair, it's just a bunch of values grouped together, in this case into a set. And just like arrays, sets are also iterables. Okay, now of course a set is very different from an array. So first, because the elements are unique, and second, because the order of element in the set is irrelevant, and we'll see why in a second. But anyway, let's just keep in mind that strings are also iterables. So we can do this, and so we can pass in a string. So let me just say here console.log new set. As you can see here, I have declared here string here load, which contains 6 values. So here I am getting only 5 values because here the h is twice, right? So it has removed only one h. So here, as you can see here, set constraints only 5 here. Okay, so we can also log this empty set. As you can see here, this set contains 0 value. So just to show you that I have just declared this, but we don't require this now. Now let's learn how to actually work with the sets. So first off, we can get the size of set. So order set dot size. So let's just console that to log order set dot size. We see, for example, here we'll just say here bread. Let's see the, yeah, here order dot set. Yeah, this is how we declare. So order sets has bread. So here we are getting the boolean value false. So let me just similarly copy this once more, and let's me say here pizza. As you can see, it is true because in our above here we are having the pizza. Here we don't have anywhere declared bread. So here we have garlic bread, but not any bread. So it is giving the false. So it returns in the boolean value. So as you see in this particular example, this might be useful for the chef of our kitchen to know how many different meals are going to be cooked. So right here, if this array is an array, so of these orders, so then set of these orders are simply unique different meals that are going to be cooked, and then the size is how many different meals will be cooked. Let's just note that is called the size, not to the length. So it is an array, so just don't make confusion. Next we check if a certain element in a set, so order sets dot has. So this is actually the method here for that. Let me just say here order set. See, in our order set, we have only pasta, pizza, and risotto. There is no bread, so that is why it is giving here the false. So we have here pizza, so it is giving here true. Now let's add garlic bread to this our set here. So how do we do that? So before the order sets only we'll just declare, so that order sets dot add. As you can see here, now we here added the garlic bread. So here we are getting added to our set here. So that's how we add something to the set. And also we can just delete something from the set as well. Let me just show you that how we can do that. So here order set dot delete. Here we'll say risotto, for example. As you can see here, risotto is deleted. So here we have only set value again here 3. So pasta, pizza, and garlic bread. Okay. So that's how we just delete. And we also can, let me just show you here one more thing. So here if we say console.log, here order sets of 0. As you can see here, it will be undefined. Here it is no, and this doesn't work. It gives us undefined no matter what number we put it here, and that is because in sets there are actually no indexes, and in fact there is no way of getting values out of sets. And if we think about this, then it makes sense. So there is really no need of getting data out of a set. That's because if a values are unique and if the order doesn't matter, and there is no point of retrieving value out of set. All we need to know is whether a certain value is in the set or not, and that's why we have this method. So if your goal is actually store values in order and then retrieve it, then the best use case is just to use an array. So you wouldn't use a set for that. So again, no need for getting values out of set, because if you need it, then you will just have to use an array. Finally, there is one more method here that is not important, but all we can use it for is to basically delete all of the elements of the sets. So let me just show you that. So for now I'm just turning this off, and let's just say order sets dot clear. As you can see here, our set size here is 0, so everything got deleted whichever is here inside. So let me just turn this off back, and back, and here we can work with some more with the set. So as I said in the beginning, sets are also iterables, and therefore we can loop them over. So let me just show you how we can loop them. For constant order of order set, and just lay console.log order. So let me just declare it afterwards. See here, pasta, pizza, and garlic bread, as you can see here. So let me just also turn this here delete also to. Let's just turn this off, so that here we have four values, and these four are getting here printed. Okay. Indeed, so looping is possible just like in any other iterable. All right, so let's now say that we wanted to work with the sets, and let's see a big use case for them right now. So in normal code base, the main use case of set is actually to remove duplicate values of array. So let's just write that constant staff I'm declaring here. So I'm setting here this into array. So waiter, chef, waiter again, and here let's say manager, and again chef, and again manager. So constant staff unique. Here we'll set this to new set of staff. Console.log staff unique. As you can see here, we have a waiter, chef, manager. Yeah, here spelling is mistake, right? So here we are getting two managers. So right now, yeah, as you can see here, these duplicates all will be gone, and then here it is unset actually right now. Even though this looks a little bit weird, but here we have a set and then the array and then the size. So that's it. Let me just show you. See here array and the size. So, and also in order to get here this array, let's simply just add here, do this here in the array format. So for that we are going to need this array.next. Before here it was set, right now it was converted into array here right now. So even though it looks a little bit weird, here now we have a new set and then the array and then the size, that's it. So this we wouldn't need to have to create an array at all if we didn't need the unique array. So all we had this was we wanted to know how many different positions they are, and then there would be the way to go, and the same could be have been done with the counting. Let's say how many different letters they are in a string, right? Because in an iterable or a string, actually string is an iterable, right? So let's see how many different letters are there in my name. So now here we'll write console.log, and then here we'll just say new set of, in this I'm writing here my name, dot size we want, right? As you can see here, we got the our value 12 here. And even though this looks a little bit weird, here we have a new set, and that's just array and then the size, that's it. And then we wouldn't need to have to create an array at all. Alright, so as a conclusion to this video, sets are not intended to replace arrays at all. So whenever you need to store values in order and that might contain duplicates, always just use arrays. So that's also true when you need to really manipulate data, because arrays have access to a lot of great array methods that we are going to study a little bit later. Now let's just say that sets have the very useful property of being unique, and it is also very easy to interact with sets by using all of straightforward methods. However, they are not nearly as important as arrays. So let's just keep sets in mind when you need to work with unique values. Besides that, let's just continue using the arrays. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.